in a student exchange program under the Orders of Queen Scotta. I don't know every name off the top of my head, but it wouldn't take me long to figure a lot of them out. So if I don't mention the name that you bring up that I see, is because that one ain't on the top of my head. But if something stand out, or if somebody tell me to tell them, then I'll speak on it. So the Jenkins clan were kindred to what we call the genies or the jinn. The genies were a group of women who controlled the fire element. They was firebenders. That's all. All that Islamic perturbability and over sensationalism of the jinn, and you can't figure the jinn out. It's some bullshit. The genies were magicians. And they call one of the genie by itself is a jinn. That's it. They could grant wishes because they control desire of the heart. It's just that simple. And the desire is the fire that they control. Tina Marie, Rick James, Fire and Desire. McCullen is also one of the names from the Orisha or the Irish. Everybody from the land, on the land, is related. It's not if we all related. We all related, except for the invaders. But we even related to them now, because we amalgamated with the invaders too, because they tried to steal our birthright using amalgamation and misdirection as the method, but it didn't work, because we know who we is. The Hawkins is it's a tribal totem of the hawk, right? The burrow was the tribal totem of the ass. And the ones whose last name was Burroughs, what they clan's responsibility was to transport large quantities of basically the moving company. The Porter family used to be the ones who controlled the waterways coming into land, the ports. The Porters were the ones who loaded and unloaded ships. And they also traveled on trains. That was a family business, so to speak. So once your family, like let's say the blacksmiths, they got iron. Anybody that's into any kind of smelting fall under the blacksmith. So let's say you are a gold smelter and you a goldsmith. The oldest of the two is the blacksmith. So the blacksmith can honor or dishonor a goldsmith's position based off their skill set. So let's say that a goldsmith come to town, but he have no relatives that can okay him to become a certified goldsmith in his land. He can go to the blacksmith. The blacksmith who got a leader, a tribal leader, can validate him. Because he's an older clan, he can validate the goldsmith as a smelter once he see his work. So he got to show him what he can do, and then he can say, this is a goldsmith for real. He a real goldsmith. Now, he not going to write this shit down nowhere, but he going to introduce you to the family. That's enough. We ain't write that shit down. We introduced you to the family. Now, Big Mama wrote it in the book. We call it the Book of Life, but Big Mama got it in the book. It's in her book. The Clay family were potters. They also related to the Potters. The Holmes family were drop the L. Tell me what y'all did. The Holmes family were Holmes family, which means they were realtors on the land. That means that each big mama in each area had somebody come from the Holmes family in order to show us the new home designs that's on the market, how we build our homes, the material. And Big Mama call in somebody in her family and say, this is the homes you're studying under so we can build these houses. So the Walker clan were nomads. That's why they called walkers, because they was walking everywhere they went. Now remember, I'm not going to have them all on top of my head right now. So the ones that I do, I'm just spitting them out. I'm trying to get to the end of the questions so I could wrap this shit up. Black Panther is the totem animal for the priesthood on the land to recover the land from the enemy, period. And the worst motherfucker that they don't ever want to call is what they call the gorilla clan, the Congo clan. And the Congo over here is called the Mississippi Basin. We Mississippians. You don't have to find all your family origins. You're gonna have a family reunion on the flip side of this shit, and you're gonna automatically know where to go. Yeah. So look, I gotta get off here. I gotta go in and talk to my little brother. So you're right. He said, I keep telling people they have banks still kept in their name connected to those credit lines. And the Social Security number is the bank account number, what they call an international bank number, minus the hyphens, and you can check, and you will blow your own self back when you find out how much you got in your personal account. Yeah, so I think I uncovered for the most part. So the theme of this is they ain't tricking us no more. Class has been in session. We done told these motherfuckers that we know who we is and where our shit at. Now, when I go back over the culture with Dane Calloway, whenever he reach out to me, I'm gonna tell him exactly where the record's at and what he's supposed to do is degree it. He don't need to be approved by nobody but us. All we got to do is say we agree. That's it. That's how we roll. So I'm gonna wrap it up from here. And I wish these comments would have saved in here because y'all got some good comments in here. Oh, he brought up the Wilmington Massacre. Anytime they tell you your family was wiped out in the massacre, it means either two things. Either your family is the family that's the imposter stealing somebody's birthright, or they stealing your birthright. We know who we are. So this gives you that take you a long way. Right? So with that, I'm looking here, somebody got some questions in here. the Graysons, those who are from the Grayson line or gray line, come out of the cold weather. That's called being on the gray. They normally ran lighthouses. So I'm gonna wrap this one up. I'm gonna save it. I'm surprised I was able to get this much in, and I'm gonna make sure it's saved though, so y'all can come back to it. All right. So peace. Tell them all we ain't come on no ships. We not buying the bullshit, and we out of here. We taking our shit back. That's just simple as that. Yeah. All right, fam. So I hope I was of some service and some help to y'all. That's ISIS land. All of what they call the North is ISIS land. The cold part. That's why they call her the Ice Princess. And Thoth is called Loki, the one they try to keep from the throne.
Yeah.
Right? But in different cultures, he's different things, because in China, he's the Monkey King. But in India, he's the Hanuman. And you look in the Egyptian pantheon, he's the only one that deal with primates.
Wow.
And the gorilla is the last major totem to rise to pharaonic prominence. That's why it's not in the hieroglyphs. So whoever got the gorilla key is the one coming to knock this shit free. And Garvey brought the gorilla key.
Yeah.
And that's why they created the Pan-African movement, to tell us what was going on both sides of the water simultaneously.
Yeah. No, yeah, because the guy who created it, when he did the conference in London, he called different nations, and apparently they had 2 meetings, one with like everybody, an unofficial meeting, and another
You're talking about Pan-Africanism under James Delaney. That's not what we're talking about. When we trace our Pan-Africanism back, it stopped at 2 people. It stopped at W.E.B. Du Bois, and
I'm talking about that one.
And Marcus.
I'm talking about that. Yeah, that one.
Okay, now it's another faction of Pan-Africanism that goes back before them. And those were the ones we hijacked, because they was the ones hijacking us.
Yep.
So everything they used to oppress us, we took that shit so we can use it for our come up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you look at my receipts from, I think, yesterday, it's a cyclone thing in there about Cyclone Marcus when this shit started. And they go all the way up to Hurricane. Well, I didn't put Hurricane Larry in the post, but that's the Knox.
No, Hell Week is coming. Hell Week is coming this week, especially with every meditation.
Well, the Oracle said the Oracles and already gave the dates, the 7th and the 8th. If we don't see 3 kings on the land, Big Mama's gonna tear some shit up, and she's supposed to be opening a portal.
Yeah. No, because when he said free Larry Hoover, something came to my mind. If they don't do it, it's gonna be done. It's gonna be done, whether they like it or not. It's gonna be done. Because this shit has to end. This shit has to end somewhere. And I'm glad you said you rather have the satisfaction of you seeing them squeal, because the person who said Larry Hoover was dead, that is like, why? That's a stupid motherfucker. That is stupid motherfucker. The person who said that shit for that.
Yeah, that's provable though. See, they can't prove that he did, but I can prove he alive. You know, but I'm working on Big Mama time, so we gonna prove that shit when we need to.
No, true. No, yeah. No, keep exposing them. Keep exposing them. Keep spreading the knowledge. Keep exposing these fools.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna tell it like it is. Mama said, stand in the position of right and tell the truth, and the rest will take care of itself.
what you did is something that I've been learning to do. That I've only mastered it for a year. Whenever you sense a fraud, like you let the people first speak up, and then you just the people drag them out, and then you just like full on
Everybody don't
attack.
get the same strategy though. It's a reason for that strategy.
Mm.
Because once the grievance is vexed, the universal order say I have to answer the grievance.
Yeah,
So
true.
when I first had a grievance, it became inconsequential because it was only my grievance.
Mm.
So now I got to let the people complain sufficiently to make me perform the function. And then I got to look for the signs from Big Mama to say, do what they said.
No, true.
No, so
That's
every righteous woman in my life, from past, present to future, gave me the same sign on the same day. And they said, watch what Big Mama say. And she said, flip the fish out, Southwest, Mexico, Texas is Mexico, Arizona is Mexico, California is Mexico, Nevada is Mexico.
Yeah.
Right. So if the fish she won't flipped out is in the Southwest, is getting flipped out. I know who she talking about. Because I know who told me that bullshit. And I know who she told me to wait till I give you the sign.
Nah, true.
So
I hope people true. I hope people trust the energy. It's not even about you, or it's not even about you as a person or whatnot, but the energy you come with. Right? The energy you come with, the things that line up after you speak. If people, I hope people see that. If people see that, then they'll know our freedom is in our hands.
Yeah.
We can free ourselves. Because we in the UK, we picked up the message, we picked up what you said, we took it to the continent, we did what we needed to do, and we're on standby as well.
Yeah. See, a lot of people be thinking that I'm when I pull somebody out that it's personal. It's not personal.
No, it's not yet.
You know, so that's why, like, if I pull them out, I might say something harsh to them to antagonize them, ruffle their feathers, and make them expose themselves.
Not true, yeah.
And then I'll explain why I did it when the time comes for me to explain.
Teach a lesson, basically.
Yes, because once you see that I know what I'm talking about, then you understand that I'm not trying to mislead you. I'm trying to show you the way out this shit. That's what make the people say, okay, well then he must have some validity to what he's saying because he got all the receipts. And this motherfucker telling us contrary with no receipts.
Facts.
You just supposed to believe them because they told you that they was the one with the juice. And the inside connects.
Energy never lies.
Look, I taught a class with somebody asked me. Rashad Jamal called me. Me and Rashad taught a class together on his what's that?
University.
No, he got a group on it's not Telegram, the UCI Clubhouse.
Our Clubhouse, yeah.
Yeah, so he invited me on there and we taught a whole class together. So long as he don't get a goddess drill, no issue. Melanated magic, I don't got no problem with him.
No, he's on.
Yeah, he doing what he supposed to be in his lane. I you know, people was complaining about because he do $200 for his class. That's not no money. So you know he's selling basically a product. He's not fleecing the people.
No, facts.
You know,
knowledge basically.
Because like I do this because I'm gonna get mine once all my people get theirs. So I'm not worried about it. Big Mama already told me I was straight. Right? But some people need to make a living and they need to get the message out. I don't knock the hustle. I knock the fraud.
Facts.
You know,
facts.
Telling people you can do something that you can't possibly do. Or giving people information that undermines the liberation movement of the people. Now I got to say something.
That's it.
You know, so yeah. I'm gonna pull another question up before I cut out.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. The UK says thank you. Africa says thank you. Thank you. For sure. Thanks.
Let the sister come in, see what she want me to ask. What's going on with your soul sister number one?
How did I know you were gonna have me in here? That's funny. So recently, I just kind of had to say this. Recently, okay, well, I'm an artist first off, and I've been getting a lot of like downloads through my art. Like what I've noticed is like my art has like a foreshadowing effect. So like it's been like a lot of downloads regarding portals or like eyes or like, what's the word? What else? It's been a couple of things, or like just a couple of situations that I've been like putting together, kind of like.
So when you do performing your art, you channeling what they call Shakti energy, divine feminine, right? And you're gonna always get spirit messages in anything that's artistic. So like I can actually look at pictures people write and see something entirely different than the rest of the world.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because I'll read it like a tarot card where other people look at it, oh, that's a beautiful scenery. I like how the ocean smashed against the rocks or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But I'm reading it like a tarot card because it's a projection that came from the subconscious mind and it was guided by the energy of Shakti. Right. So now when I'm looking at it, I'm reading the subconscious mind, Shakti, and it's translating what spirit is saying through this person is this.
Okay.
You know, so each one of your pictures tell a different story.
Right. You know, recently, even what you were talking about, like, I don't know, because I know you live, what, like 30 minutes from me. And the other day, even like, I was in the car with my friend. Huh?
You in Detroit?
Metro Detroit, like the outside of Detroit.
You know where Pontiac at, right?
Uh-huh. My dad worked out there. And even what they did to Pontiac was the way this whole everything is just crazy. But I was in the car with my friend the other day and we just driving or whatever, and we hear this noise, like this weird, crazy, like extraterrestrial sounding noise, and we both just look up and we like, what? And then we kind of like later on that night, it was just like a lot of things in the sky that we were just noticing and stuff like that, and we both heard this like loud boom. And I remember when you were on live with Amani a while ago, and you kind of, when you called me that day and I was talking about how, or you were talking about how like you kept hearing a bunch of booms and
that boom, yeah,
and the other day it happened again, and I'm like, okay, so it's just all the synchronicities been coming up. And even what you were talking about like on the 7th, it was funny because I just started this piece today, this one right here, and it's not finished yet, but I was like, you know, I'm gonna just finish it on the 7th. And then I tapped into your live and you were talking about what was going on the 7th and the 8th.
Go back to that picture. Let me tell you what I see.
Okay.
You see the blue? I got a video a couple months ago, and I said that it's going to start on the West Coast. We're going to see a sea of blue. And in the middle of the sea of blue, we're going to be a river of red. It was going to be Crips on both sides, and the bees was going to be bee walking up the middle. Right? And you painted the picture. That's the picture that, because the blue water is the Crips, the red river is the Bloods.
Right.
And we gonna drown their ass in bloods up to the horse's bridle with this apocalyptic fuck the police recital.
Man. Man, even that, it's just crazy how everything been coming about. And recently I've been trying to work on, it's just this like thing of like ego, and I've been trying to like, because the more I know, it's like, okay, I don't want to be like somebody who just
Yeah, so they reporting booms in the comment from different parts of the country. 360 around the globe with out of context weather anomalies. Like tornadoes in the winter, it's not coming. Right? The areas where it's supposed to be hot is freezing. Hailstorms. But y'all think it's coming. It's not coming. This time of year is giving you what we would call spring and fall time weather. And people think that it's normal to see it playing out the way that it's playing out. This shit is not normal. Right? They rain fish in Texas. There's blizzards in the northeast and in the northwest. It's a heat wave coming in, rolling in out the southwest. You got tropical storms coming out the southeast, converging, all of that shit over here. And people got the audacity to say that nothing's happening. Well, at this particular point, I'm sitting back watching and I'm saying to myself, this the calm before the storm. I don't know what's going to be the tipping point, but this is the calm before the storm, because only thing we ain't took control of is media, right? So mainstream media is the last thing out of enemies to go. So whoever it is working for our side should probably be trying to shut that shit down, right? Because once they shut down the fake media, there's nobody to keep up the charade. That's snatching the curtain off their ass, right? So, like, I can't tell a motherfucker when shit gonna happen. I done said that 1,000,000 times. I can read it in real time as it's happening, and I can give a reasonable assumption of what this add up to in a mathematical sense. That's not prophecy. That's not giving prophecy. That don't mean I gotta always be right. And that's where motherfuckers make their mistake. They think that if any motherfucker say something, he gotta automatically be right. I can be wrong too. I don't gotta always be right. But the fact that whether I'm wrong or whether I'm right, I stand on my motherfucking convictions. My mama said, let your yes be yes and let your no's be no. So if a motherfucker don't understand what that means, then that's their problem, not mine. Right? So, I've been trying to figure out, like, what else to tell these people. What else can I tell them to do? Once I done told y'all who the kings of the land was, and y'all supposed to be pushing that agenda, but nobody's really, only certain key people pushing the agenda. Everybody else sitting on the fence, twiddling their legs, flipping their thumbs. I've been laying low, watching, and I know something ain't right. I just don't know what it is. Something don't fit in the equation, right? The math is incongruent right now. So the only thing to do to make it more congruent and balance that shit out is to flip a bigger turnaround on the media, because they the ones keeping the charade going. They the ones broadcasting this bullshit from fake presidential Oval Office studios. Castle Rock, they got one on the military base. I was going over that with Rashida earlier. These motherfuckers keeping up this elaborate front. The only thing we ain't did was snatch the motherfucking curtains off the media. Get rid of them motherfuckers, take over their shit. Confiscate their shit for being an enemy to the people by feeding them the propaganda that lead them to participate in their own destruction. But y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't hear me. Because it's the media that's playing this song and dance, right? The artificial political elites. Where these motherfuckers really at, right? So they telling us this shit, but something is amiss. I can't say exactly what it is right now, but this shit's supposed to been well on the road to recovery by now. And somebody getting overzealous in their position and taking shit a little bit out of context, a little bit too far, right? So you got to know where to draw the line at, where you supposed to stop. Where's the finish line? Motherfucker can't keep moving the finish line because it's going to make motherfuckers say, wait a minute, why the finish line keep moving? Every time we finish, then the finish line move again. That shit ain't fair. But they've been cheating the whole time, so why would they be any of a less of a cheat now? Right? They've been cheating the whole time. Right? It's just that now you can't pull the same shit on our eyes, so now you have to keep as many of us, each one teach one, from teaching another. Because the more of us to get the information out, the more we understand what we up against, the less jurisdictional authority these motherfuckers have to take us over. Right? So, if I don't speak to y'all one at a time, no, I appreciate y'all being here. I would like it better if y'all would bring more people. But hey, I ain't tripping because the shit gonna happen whether it's a little or a lot. I prefer to take a lot of us with us. I could have saved more people had they know they need saving. Right? Had they know they were tricked, I could have helped them out of the deception, out of the trickery. But because they were so thoroughly tricked, they fought against everything that I say to break them free from the trickery. Right? I got Clubhouse. I just haven't set up a room. Right? I don't really be... The thing is this. I could talk to y'all that blue in the face. It's not going to change nothing. It's not going to help nothing. The only thing going to change is if the people that I'm talking to is inspired to action from the words I speak. You know, if I get you to teach somebody the shit that I'm teaching you, showing you where to look for the information. Here's the answers. You look right here. This is the answer to the problem. Right? Some people are starting to understand what the problem is and see who the real enemy is. Right? So I be putting them, I post that shit. I don't give a fuck. If I